Hey, hey, it's just Philippe from Taji Mac. How are you, buddy?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good, man. So it's nice to talk to you, man. Thank you for taking the time out to speak.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Yeah. So one of the most important questions I wanted to ask is because you've been in this game for a while, like what TV show or film was the inspiration for your acting?
Wow, that's a good question. Jesus, you're gonna take me back.
Yep.
You know what? It was a movie. I'm from New York originally, right? So there was a movie with Madonna called "Who's That Girl?"
Yes.
And I think I was maybe 15 or 16, and that was one of my very first professional jobs that I had a chance to book. And as excited as I was, it rained like the entire 2 weeks that I was scheduled to work. So they
Mm,
couldn't wait any longer and they moved production to LA. I
mm.
was crushed because that was my first professional gig. And luckily, I had a chance to book the principal almost immediately after that. The reason why I bring that up should have stopped me from just wanting to pursue this business and not knowing what was to be expected because there's a lot of ups and downs in this business. But being able to withstand that moment and not really understanding what lies ahead for my career, I would say it's a testimony of patience, endurance. So yeah, I think Who's That Girl set me up to love what I do and to actually put forth the best work that I possibly can.
That's a good one here. I like that. I like the movie too. Throwback. So let's get next to your role as Kevin in LA
Yeah,
Suits. Who is he for people who don't know?
for people who don't know, who is Kevin? Kevin is a not necessarily a retired FBI guy, but he was actually pushed out for pretty much standing on principle. He's a very direct guy, very law-abiding, very straight-laced in the sense of what you see is what you get. I'm not going to sugarcoat what the truth is. If you need to hear something that is candy coated, don't come ask me. And one thing I love about Ted and I relationship is that he trusts what I have to say. And not only that, though, from the perspective of being an African American on prime time, you know what I mean, and still having the pride of this character portrayed on screen for me and my son, who happens to be 5. I'm proud of the work that I'm doing. So, you know what I mean? The writers are allowing the actors on this show to explore, to come up with hopefully ideas of their characters and everything, and they're open to it. And I just love the direction that they're taking Kevin. So I'm very prideful of the words that are coming off the paper and that I'm actually able to convey on TV.
Okay. So, I mean, just to follow up, is there any things that are very personal to you about the character?
Just that he is a smart, upright, lovable, unapologetic brother. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, and he's a good dude. You know what I mean? Everyone has their flaws. I don't think that he's without, but everyone has their flaws. And there's some secrets and there's some demons that he's dealing with. And hopefully in season 2, we'll be able to explore that to give him some more depth, to give him some more reality driven content. I'm looking forward to what these writers and the producers and everyone involved have in store for Kevin. But I'm glad the people are receiving him as well as they are. And it feels good as an artist to have that response back because, hopefully we all want to do good work and make a beautiful and great project.
I have a few friends who are just like, I'm glad he's back. He's cool. We gotta make sure he stays.
Well, hey, listen, hey, tell one, tell all. But
I will
I'm
for
having
sure. Yeah. Which is leading me to the next question with him and Kevin. It seems like, I mean, Kevin is like the voice of reason for Ted a
yeah.
lot of times. Explain the relationship for people who haven't seen the show.
Yeah, we're brothers from another mother, as they say. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? We started at the Justice Department. I happen to have gotten kicked out because of X, Y, and Z, but I stand tall and I stand proud and I stand vast at knowing that this is my boy and he got my back no matter what. And I think that conveys across the screen every time we link up to have a conversation. And I love it because Kevin is not dumb. And what I mean by that, he's not dumb in material. He's not dumbed down to make it easy for an audience to follow. You know what I mean? And not to say that other characters on TV are like that. But I'm glad they're taking the directive to make Kevin smart, unapologetic type of individual. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And that just makes me proud to portray him.
I mean, he comes out to me as like a genuine friend, going to tell you the truth. Like he's not
Yeah,
going to
yeah, exactly.
like, hey, this is going down.
Yeah, yeah, it's just like he's a no nonsense dude. He's lovable. He's just like a teddy bear, but at the same time, you poke a bear, sometimes he's gonna bite back. And that's who he is. And I don't think you'll see it often, but when it does happen, you're gonna know why.
Which is even the next question. 'Cause there's a point where he expresses his grief,
Yeah,
and that's another facet of who you get to see, another moment of vulnerability.
yeah.
What advice would you give him? Moments he has of being vulnerable and dealing with grief.
And I think that goes into his backstory that it's not often that he finds those moments with people that he trusts in order to show that side. I think there are going to be walls that need to be torn down. I think that's going to be a nice place to explore who he is, how he runs, how he moves, his backstory, his family life. You know what I mean? All the above. And I think those moments with Erica as well that there's a garner of trust that I'm developing with her, which is nice. But yeah, Kevin is not easily accessible when it comes to expressing those deep emotions. He still kind of holds it at guards because he doesn't know really who he can trust, and that's his background in the Justice Department. Because everybody's going to lie to get out of jail.
Oh yeah. What is it about Erica that makes him open up to her, or give her a little bit of his personality and truth?
When obtaining this role, there were some talks about me having a family back then. And, I'm not close with my kids. And so I kind of went into Erica and interacting with her as someone I feel like I had a second chance, even though I don't have a good relationship with Kevin characters and, with his kids. And I look at her as someone I need to protect. I look at her as someone I admire. And knowing that if Ted trusts her, then I have to. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because I value who he is as a person because of our history and because of our love for each other. And so if he moves in that direction, I'm going to move with him. You know what I mean? And if Erica comes along for that ride or whoever he decides to trust, I'm a rock with that. But also, like I said, she's someone that I see as someone I should protect like a daughter. You know what I mean? And I love that kind of dynamic that we have. It was fun just working with her mother in the show.
Yeah, her mother.
I'm a huge fan. I remember her from In the Heat of the Night. I love her. As time prevails, I'm just having fun, man. I'm rocking with it, and we'll see where it goes.
Okay, and then like Kevin is such a phenomenal, unique character. Like, what advice do you give to actors who are trying to portray these like nuanced characters on screen?
I mean, find the truth in those characters. You know what I mean? And if you have an idea or if you have some type of freedom to express, meaning, ask the writers or ask the directors or ask the producers, how do you see this guy? And then apply your own backstory to it. It's a lot of homework when you do stuff like this. But if you really want to get down with the character, do your homework because it's only going to benefit you in the long run. And as an artist, you want to be nervous of what you do. I think, I've been doing this for such a long time. And every day I get on this stage, I'm a little shook because I want to be challenged. I'll never stop learning. I just turned 55 and I've been doing this since I was 14, 15 years old. I still want to be challenged. I still want to be fearful. I still want to enjoy every moment that I get to do what I do.
Yeah. And then I wanted to ask you in regards to your previous roles. What roles from your past would you love to play?
Jesus.
Last,
No, no. You know what? I did a stint on Chicago Fire. Those guys welcomed me with open arms. And I really, really had fun on that show. And, love comedy. I started on comedy, Jesus, from Big Bang Theory to Cosby to you name it, I've done it.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So comedy would be my first love, but drama is something that is uncomparable. I mean, thought-provoking, inquisitive, and it's just you have the power to evoke an emotion, whether it's happiness or sadness or terror or whatever the case may be. The ability to do what we do on a level such as this is just a blessing in disguise to have done it and really continue to want to do it for so long. You know, a lot of people I grew up with burned out, you know what I mean? And very few are still saying these lines on stage, you know, and it's every time I see it, it makes me smile, you know? Yeah. Oh, you brought me back, man. Jesus.
I
You're gonna
had
make me cry. Yeah.
I've been watching for a long time, Troy. I had to really go back in my bag a little bit.
I tell some people, I say, I helped raise you, man. Raised you.
You sure did, man. Like I have more questions, but I know my time is up. Thank you. Keep up the good work. And like I tell my friends I talk to, they'll be excited to see this interview, by the way.
Tell them, please, from your mouth to God's ears. I love it.
All right. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Troy.
you, man. Take care.